Football legend Paul Pogba makes history in camel racing. A traditional sport goes global. In a completely unexpected turn of events, French football star Paul Pogba, a World Cup winner and one of the most recognized faces in world football, has officially entered the world of camel racing. His new role is seen as a major milestone for the sport and could mark the beginning of a new professional global camel racing movement. This is huge news because camel racing, a sport historically linked to Middle Eastern and Bedouin culture, has rarely been seen as a modern commercial sport until now. Pogba's involvement is igniting international interest and could help transform camel racing from a regional tradition into a global sporting industry. Who is Paul Pogba? Paul Pogba is a French professional footballer known around the world for his success on the pitch. He has won the 2018 FIFA World Cup with France, played at top clubs including Manchester United and Juventus, recently returned to playing after serving a suspension. Now at 32 years old, Pogba has chosen to take part in a completely different sport, one that many people outside the Middle East may never have heard of at such a high level. What is camel racing? Camel racing is one of the oldest sports in the Arab world, where specially trained camels race each other over long straight tracks. Traditionally, young jockeys rode the camels, but over time the sport evolved. Today, races use robot jockeys remote-controlled from vehicles alongside the track. It is still a major cultural event in countries like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar, Oman, Bahrain, and Kuwait. Prize money can be extremely high, and some elite camels sell for millions of dollars. Camel racing carries centuries of history and cultural pride, with roots that go back hundreds of years in desert communities. This week's big announcement. Today, Pogba became a shareholder and ambassador of Al Haboob, a professional camel racing team based in Saudi Arabia. This is historic because he is the first professional footballer ever to invest in a camel racing team. The partnership signals a push to create the first professional camel racing league. His global star power brings new international attention to a sport once known mainly within the Gulf region. Team founders and industry leaders call this a transformational moment for the sport. With Pogba on board, camel racing could attract more sponsors, media, and new fans worldwide. What Pogba says about it. In his statements, Pogba made it clear that this venture is about more than just money. He described the opportunity as exciting, meaningful, and connected to cultural heritage and storytelling. Pogba emphasized that he wants to help share camel racing with new audiences globally, not just as a sport, but as a tradition people can learn about and enjoy around the world. He also said that joining Al Haboob felt like being invited into a new family, showing how personally important this move is to him. Some reports even highlight that Pogba dreams of one day owning the world's most expensive racing camel, an idea that shows his deepening interest in the sport. What is Al Haboob? Al Haboob, the team Pogba invested in, is not just any camel racing group. It was created to combine the rich heritage of the sport with modern techniques. The founders have worked to bring elite training, veterinary care, and cinematic storytelling to the sport. The team has already gained attention from global media, including a Netflix series called Camel Quest, which brought camel racing into living rooms around the world. Now, with Pogba's backing, Al Haboob hopes to lead the sport into a new professional era, paving the way for structured international competitions and wider global interest. Why this matters? This news is significant for several reasons. 1. A traditional sport gets a modern boost. Camel racing has existed for centuries, but involvement from a global celebrity like Pogba can help it evolve into a sport with international reach. 2. Media and commercial growth. With Pogba's name associated with the sport, media outlets, sponsors, and investors around the world are more likely to pay attention, something that usually only happens with mainstream global sports like football, tennis, or basketball. 3. Cross-cultural exchange. It's rare to see such a clear collaboration between a European football star and a traditional Middle Eastern sport. This could lead to more cultural exchange and understanding across regions. 4. Economic and sporting innovation. Professionalizing a sport opens doors for new jobs, events, technology investment, and international competitions similar to how new leagues in other sports have grown over time. What the future might hold. If this movement continues, there could be regular camel racing leagues with fans around the world tuning in. Prize money and sponsorship deals might rise, attracting athletes and businesses. More international celebrities might become involved, further boosting visibility. It's a moment that could reshape how the world views a sport deeply rooted in history and culture, turning it into a modern, globally followed competition. Paul Pogba, one of the world's most famous footballers, has taken a major step into the world of camel racing by becoming an investor and ambassador for a professional camel racing team in Saudi Arabia. This move could mark the beginning of the first professional camel racing league in history, bringing global attention to a sport with deep traditional roots.